Hello everyone and welcome to our special series about the 2025 Annual Town Meeting. This series is designed to help inform residents about issues that are important to the town. Each segment is about a specific article or group of articles, so make sure you check in to find the issue that's important to you or to learn about all of the issues our town is facing. Segment in our series about the 2025 Annual Town Meeting addresses the Planning Board's request for consulting funds in order to address the MBTA community's compliance issue. As many people know, the Planning Board is working through this state process for compliance and is requesting funds in order to make sure they have the expertise they need to provide a good recommendation to the town. We're going to dive deeper into the Planning Board's request for assistance with MBTA Community's consultant work, and in order to understand that better, I brought in an expert. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, wow. Hi, yeah, I'm Julie Mercier, town planner.
What made you want to become a town planner?
Oh, wow, that's a great question, Ryan. I love municipal government. That's the quick and dirty answer.
Okay, I'm not going to get more out of you than that.
No.
All right, so this is an important part of your function and one of the focuses this year. I know there's been a lot of attention on MBTA communities. So what is this article about? Why are we seeking funding for this consultant work?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the intent of this request would be to supplement grant funds with local funds that the Planning Board can use to hire a consultant to help investigate certain aspects of different approaches for compliance. They're considering 4 approaches for compliance currently, and each approach has different aspects that may need to be studied further, and this funding would help support those efforts if the Planning Board wished to use them.
And how does the Planning Board intend to use these funds?
Yeah, so it's a great question. Currently, they haven't settled on a particular use for the funds, but they're mulling over a few different ideas. They're talking about commissioning a fiscal impact analysis, hiring a civil engineer or Title V expert to help understand the septic and well implications for all the strategies. And also they're thinking about maybe hiring a traffic consultant to do a traffic study for the higher density approaches. And an idea was raised at the Planning Board meeting last night about looking at hiring just a general MBTA communities compliance consultant. So.
Great. You can tell this is an important project because there's been a lot of funding that we've acquired in order to help with this. And of course, this will help us in the future. So what has already been invested in this so people can feel comfortable about the process?
Yeah, so the state has several different resources that we've been taking advantage of. To date, we've been awarded $40,000 and for technical assistance from Bowler Engineering. They've been helping with compliance modeling, which is like a wonky term that people who've been following this process will understand. And also making like concept sketches of what the different approaches could look like as developments from a high level. They're also helping us understand like what the zoning will and won't allow, and they provide consultant assistance to other communities, so they have a sense of like what other communities have done. We've also been awarded $90,000 to study subsurface groundwater conditions, and as you know, I'm working on a scope and a contract for that work, so hopefully that'll get underway soon. Other free assistance that's offered is office hours with housing and livable communities, info sessions, and peer-to-peer technical assistance meetings that I attend on an ongoing basis.
Well, I think I can speak for boards and residents in saying you've done an excellent job securing funding for the town to help work through this project and build confidence in it, so I appreciate that. But what does a yes vote mean? So for this funding, if a town meeting voter says yes, what does that mean to them and the town?
Great, yeah, so a yes vote would mean that the Planning Board would have funds to use to investigate aspects of MBTA communities compliance that are beyond the scope covered by available grant funds. Importantly, I also want to say what a yes vote doesn't mean. A yes vote does not mean an endorsement of one compliance approach over another. Currently, at their twice monthly meetings, the Planning Board is still talking through several different options and approaches for compliance.
I think that's an important point. So we're not trying to decide the MBTA approach at this town meeting. We're going to be doing that in the fall.
Exactly. Yep.
The select board wanted me to keep telling people that, so
Right.
we could limit the length of time in town meeting.
Right, and this funding wouldn't be geared towards any one approach over any other approach. It just depends on what it is they want to investigate for each approach.
All right, so this has been recommended by the select board, the finance committee, the planning board. A lot of boards are involved in this and support the funding request. So where can people find more information about this proposal? if they need more.
Yeah, so that's an exciting question because there's actually a link on the town website homepage at the very top in the banner to MBTA communities. I update that website regularly.
Yeah, it's competing with the 250th
It
right
is,
now, so you
yes.
know it's a big deal.
Yes, it's a big deal. It's right there. You can't miss it. And when the 250th is over, it'll have a red button again right next to it.
There you go. Well, thank
So,
you for joining me
yeah.
and explaining this, and we'll see you at town meeting.
Thank you.